Garden of Eve. Today I'm going to give you a little tour around my polytunnel as it has changed quite a bit since the last time I showed you around, and I think it was my first video, so hopefully this one will be a little bit better. I'm still working on my filming techniques, so please bear with me. But I would like to show you around. As you know, I have a blog. That's gardeneryvonne.wordpress.com, where I have an awful lot of information and videos on. But I just thought it'd be nice for you to actually see the environment that I work in and exactly what's growing there. So let's have a look around. Okay, so here we are. This is the larger of my two tunnels. This is my, it's about 50 foot long by 16 foot wide. Fantastic tunnel, absolutely love it. Got a bit of work still to do. As you can see, we need to do some concrete paths, etc. But it's completely functionable, and I have grown now for over 12 months in here. So it's a great asset to me and to the family, because we now have veg 12 months of the year. Whereas before we had it, just for the summer months really. Okay, as you can see, the tunnel is, it has a side mesh on there, a side vent as you might call it. I have that more for when I'm growing winter veg, so that they don't actually get too hot, because, you know, although I'm growing undercover and it's fantastic, sometimes it gets a little bit too warm for winter veg, so that's why we do that. These are parsnips, which I did put in a good couple of months ago now. As you can see, they're doing really well. They need thinning out, but I do like them to get a little bit bigger, and, you know, and then thin them out so I can actually use the thinnings. I planted two different types. I planted Tender and True, which is these ones here in the forefront. And I also planted another one which is called White Gem. They didn't do as well with germination, and they are very sparse, as you can see. So what I actually did is I planted some more little Tender and True, so all the gaps I've now got some more little parsnips growing, so there's no wasted space. So that's really good. And then the planter, the rest of the planter is actually full of seeds, carrots, loads of different types of carrots, and also parsnips. I know that's late, but I thought I'd have a go and see, you know, it's a bit of an experiment to see how well they do planting so late in the season. We'll just wait and see. Hopefully they'll be good as they're undercover, but we'll find out. You know, that's the fun with gardening, is you can experiment. Right, then over to this side we have, in this bed, we've got the sweet corn, beans, courgettes, stroke zucchini growing. They've been in a couple of weeks and they're also doing really well. I'm just going to come a little bit closer so you can see. So there you go. It's well, they're doing very well. We've got the courgettes growing nicely there, and if we go even closer, you can just see the beans just starting to pop their little heads up. They will wrap themselves around the corn, feeding nitrogen into the ground as they go. And there is a squash that's doing very well, and then we have some bean seedlings which I will actually put into this bed as well, because I really do like French beans, so they're all looking really healthy. And then we have got, as you can see, one of our courgettes that's actually looking very healthy. I'll leave that a few more days before I pick it, but I like to pick them while they're young. Don't want them to turn into marrows. And then you can see here, I'll explain a little bit more about the male and female flowers. This is a male flower because, as you can see, it has no fruit swelling behind it. This is just the stem. That won't actually produce any fruit. But then if we go over here, you will see that this one has the female. Well, we know it's a female because it's actually growing the courgette behind, so the fruit swelling is behind that one. So there is the difference, and that's the same with the cucumbers and all squash plants. They all have male and female flowers, and you will be able to tell the difference because the females will be left carrying the babies. The next bed that I have here is actually my salad bed, and as you can see, it's pretty full. I'll just come a little bit closer. This here is my niche salad, oriental mustards, cresses, Japanese leaves, and rocket. And if I come a little bit closer to the rocket, you can see that it's covered in a white powder. The reason for this is that I've had some little insects nibbling away. I'll just show you what I mean. If we can find some, there is some evidence that they have been attacked by something. I think it's little baby caterpillars, but whatever it is, I've covered it in this powder. It's called DE powder, well, that's the short name. It's actually called diatomaceous earth, and what that actually does is it's an organic, it's completely natural product, and what it actually does is, the way to explain it is, if you or I were eating it, it would be like eating shards of glass. That's what it does to the insects, so I'll say no more, but it's great for putting on your veg, completely harmless to humans. We could put it in our food, you can put it in the dog's food, you can put it in the hen's food, cows, sheep, and what it does, it kills worms and things like that in animals as well, so it is a good all-rounder. So that's called diatomaceous earth. You could have a little Google on it and it'll tell you all about it, and that's what I use. It needs to be put back on if you water, of course, because it won't work if it's wet. Then we have some more oriental salad growing here. I like to do my successional growing because then, you know, every week we have salad, otherwise we're going to run out pretty quickly. So I do like to do successional growing every couple of weeks or so. And there's some more rocket there. And then over here, in this little patch here, this is my perpetual spinach, which is just starting to show its head now. Again, lovely with salad, or, you know, use it to make your ricotta and spinach lasagna. And then here we have my salad patch, which I love. My salad is one of my favourite foods. I could eat it every day. I try and pick heads, but sometimes I just pick the odd leaf. I let some of it go to full heads, but you know, maybe, you know, sometimes I just leave it to turn into a full head of lettuce and then pick the head. It's quite nice when you want a nice mixture of colours and textures to be able to just pull a few leaves off as you go. As you can see, I've got so many different varieties. And then as I pull the heads up, I put, I've always got, again, successional growing going on, so I will just pop in another little seedling so that the patch is never empty. Then we move along. There's my little doggy. That was my grandmother's, God rest her soul. That was from her garden, and he just sits in there and looks after things while we're inside. And then lots and lots and lots more salad. So they are beautiful colours, and very healthy, nothing on them, apart from I did have something that decided to nibble at this one. So again, it's got the DE powder on, and hopefully the little critter, whatever it is, will disappear and stop eating my vegetables. Then we have some scallions, or spring onions, whichever you like to call them, growing along the side. I always grow them along the edges of my planters because then they don't take up too much room, and I just pick them along the side. Over here we have some celeriac, which I have only just popped in yesterday, so I've never grown celeriac successfully. This is my first year that I'm doing it from seed, and we'll just have to wait and see. It likes to have lots of moisture, along with celery. They're both the same family, and they are very, very thirsty plants, so they need lots and lots of moisture. So into our trellis. Now I know you're looking and thinking that's a big trellis. It is a big trellis. It's actually, or was, part of my hen's cage. That's another story we'll talk about another time, but it's galvanised mesh, so it's very, very strong. It'll last forever. And I thought, what better use to make than a trellis for my cucumbers and squashes. And they are doing really well. They've been in now for a week or so. The cucumbers are doing really well. As you can see, there is one nice big cucumber growing there, and then we have lots of baby cucumbers coming on. If you can see them there, and there's more over here and here. I think we're going to get a lot of cucumbers this year, but as you can see, lots here we have some fig trees. I haven't grown figs before. I'm hoping that they will do well. This is their second season. Well, I bought them last year, and you can see this particular tree is very heavy because we've got some nice big figs on there, and then up here we've got a few more. They are in pots at the moment. I will probably pop them on again into bigger pots this year, but apparently they are quite happy to be in pots and be pot bound. If you know different, then please let me know. Over here in the corner of the tunnel I have some black-eyed beans. Now these, believe it or not, I bought some black-eyed beans to do a chilli dish, and I thought, I wonder whether they'll grow. So this is what the result is of me growing some beans that I bought in the supermarket, and we've just got to wait really and see whether they actually produce any flowers and more beans. So again, it's a little experiment that I'm doing, and we'll have to just wait and see. And here we are up the top now of the tunnel, and these are my cherry tomatoes, which as you can see are doing extremely well. We have lots and lots of baby toms and lots of flowers right the way through. As you can see, they're all doing really, really well. So hopefully another couple of weeks and we could get some nice red tomatoes. Okay, at the back of the trellis, as I said in a previous video, I really didn't want to waste the space by letting everything grow along the ground instead of up a trellis. Then that gives me the space under the trellis, at the other side of the trellis, to plant some other vegetables. So I've got celery, which is growing right up against the trellis, so that will get lots and lots of shade, as you can see. And then I've got lettuces and some cut and come again lettuce, which is there, and then we have some more celeriac right at the other end, just growing along that row there as well. So, you know, again, a little bit more room there, which I can pop some other things in, but for now that's okay. So we are now outside. It's a little bit higgledy-piggledy out here. These are some geraniums that are, well, the cuttings from the geraniums that I actually overwintered. So as you can see, most of them have sort of taken, so hopefully by this time next year we will have some good size geraniums. All the rest of them I have now planted into the ground. Here we have some begonias, which I always like to grow from the tubers. They are very, very slow to start this year, I think because of the weather, but hopefully in another few weeks we'll start getting some blooms, so I look forward to seeing that. Over here we have lots of brassicas, lots and lots of brassicas. I've had to put nets over because again the butterflies seem to be hovering, and I really don't want the caterpillars eating them before they actually go into the ground. They're out here. I do put them, repot them because I want them to go into the tunnel when all my summer veg has finished, so I will just keep repotting until I'm ready to put them into the ground. Blueberries. I'm hoping that this is my first year with them, so I'm hoping I might get some blueberries. If you look here, we've got some blueberry flowers coming, so I'm hoping they will give us some fruits, which is quite exciting because I absolutely love blueberries and they are so good for you. This is my manuka trees, which I love. I'm hoping to get bees, so at the moment I haven't got any, but I'm hoping to. But I absolutely think that these are the most beautiful flowers, and I'm sure that the bees are enjoying them as well. Okay, here we've got some mange tout, which I've been growing now for a couple of months. They look a bit tatty because we've had some really heavy winds over the last couple of weeks here, so they're suffering a little bit, but I just keep picking mange tout, and they are so delicious, raw in salads, just on their own, or lightly boiled. Here's some more peas, which I need to pop into the ground soon, so I'll let them get a little bit bigger and then I will pop them into some. Here we are. This is my hothouse, as I call it. This is where I grow all my tomatoes, and as you can see, I have a lot of tomatoes. I love them. I do grow them close together. I don't have a problem. Occasionally I've had a problem. It's not recommended because your tomatoes plants are more susceptible to things like blight because there's not enough air circulating around them, but I take the chance and haven't had a problem. As you can see, they're all doing really well. I've got some really nice tomatoes coming on them, lots of flowers. As you can see, there is lovely tomatoes growing, a bit green at the moment, but we're hoping that with a bit of sunshine they'll ripen. We've got our companion plants in. This is our marigolds, which French marigolds, which will deter the bugs and things. Hopefully they'll go on the marigolds rather than on my tomatoes. And apparently they also give off a chemical into the ground, which also stops the bugs. And then we have our basil, which I've got dotted all over the tomatoes, well, the planters with the tomatoes in. I have coriander growing as well. This is coriander confetti, which is a very small coriander leaf, but it's just as yummy and delicious. So I have that growing in here. I have all my chili peppers here in pots. They're all doing really well. Over here I have some more corn. I think I've got a problem with a bit of my corn, which I will come back to at a later date. I'm just trying to wait and see. And then I've got lots of seeds growing. I've got salad seeds, I've got brassicas, I've got dill, I've got cauliflower. Over here I have ginger growing. Well, I'm hoping I'll have ginger growing. Here I have one which I'm delighted to see. It's just popping its head up. This is my first ever ginger plant success, so I'm really excited to see what happens there. Here we have our salad. These are my salad seedlings. Some of them are not looking too healthy. These ones here, they will be fine. They've only just been replanted or repotted, so a little bit of transplant shock, but they will burst back up in the next 24 hours or so. But as I've shown you earlier, when my salad starts to get eaten, i.e. by us, when I take the heads, I always pop another one in. So we're never without our salad. And we have some strawberries here, which, as you can see, are doing very well. We've got some yummy strawberries again. I've got quite a few plants dotted around the place. They don't really belong on this bed, but I've just popped them up there because of the slugs. So that's them. Then behind them I have my aubergines, which are doing very well. I've got one big grafted aubergine here, which I actually bought. I just want to see what it's like and how well it's doing. As you can see, it's already got a flower on there, so I'm hoping we'll get an aubergine pretty soon. A few more cherry toms. And then here we have our sweet potatoes, which are covered with plastic to keep the warmth in because they really are a hothouse vegetable. So I'm hoping that they will give me some sweet potatoes. I've grown them now for a few years and never had really big ones, but pretty successful. Okay, and then here we have tomatillo. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a green tomato, or it's similar to a tomato, but it isn't a tomato. I've never grown them before.
They have a husk around them, and then you use them to make a type of relish. I think that it's used a lot in America. I let you know how I get on, because I say I've never grown them. I just thought, again, I like to try different things, so I'm hoping that they will grow into something and I will be able to make some preserves with them. Here we have tumbling tomato. This is something that I've grown year after year after year. It's a very prolific tomato plant. It grows hundreds of little cherry tomatoes. As you can see, it's absolutely laden with flowers, and you know, you just get so many tomatoes from it.
So there we are. That is a little tour of my tunnel. I will keep you updated as the season goes on, but it's just, I thought it would be nice for you to see what's going on. It's all changed from the last time I've done a video, and I will update you and see you again soon. For any further information that you would like on gardening, if you have any questions, please go to my blog gardenwithyvonne.wordpress.com, where I hope that I can help you. In the meantime, happy gardening and thank you for watching. Bye for now.